So Bethesda did a bit of an oopsie, and in this video I'll discuss a lot of that. Even further, JuiceHead hasn't actually been posting too many videos as of late. I'll explain why that is, but some of you can probably already tell. And even further, as you could probably tell by the title of this video, Bethesda has announced that Fallout 76 is making its way over to Steam. The vast majority of this news seems to be centered around today, that being March 25th, 2019. This marks the 25th anniversary of the release of the first Elder Scrolls games, and of course the starting of that franchise. In 1994, the Elder Scrolls Arena was released, and hey, now here we are celebrating it 25 years later. And as a part of this celebration, Bethesda also announced they're actually giving us the third Elder Scrolls game. That with the Elder Scrolls Morrowind for free. That's actually pretty freaking cool. You can get it for free by redeeming a set code, that being this code, on your Bethesda.net account. Except, it seems like in doing so, Bethesda created a little bit of an oopsie that extended to some of their other games. So following this offer going live, it seems like there may have been some server outages, almost like too many people were trying to get their free copy of Morrowind, and as a result, several Bethesda game services had intermittent downtime throughout the day. Earlier on the day, you were unable to log into Fallout 76, but at the time of recording this video, that has pretty much been resolved, which is nice to see. So if earlier today you were unable to access Fallout 76 on any platform, this is likely why, but also it is back up now. But even beyond that, there were login issues on Bethesda.net, meaning that if you follow the instructions on this announcement page, you actually couldn't log in to redeem the code to get the free game. There's actually quite a few people pissed about this, but apparently some of the servers are going back up, as it seems like the success rates of logging in are steadily increasing. But some of these Bethesda.net services going down actually had impacts on a lot of Bethesda games. As I mentioned, Fallout 76 being one of the most notable for this channel, but also the reported issues with the Elder Scrolls Legends and Online. Bethesda has made it clear they are aware of this issue and have been working on a fix. Some of the stuff, again, is slowly starting to work. But hey, in concept, getting a free game is pretty cool. Again, you do redeem this through the Bethesda.net launcher, so that might be an issue for some people. And more than anything else, it seems like that downtime was an unforeseen consequence. Outside of that, there's promotions going on in some of the other Elder Scrolls games. The Elder Scrolls Online is going free to play in the next couple of games, as well as there was a new update added today. The Elder Scrolls Legends has a free bundle available, as well as for Skyrim Special Edition, one of the Creation Club jewelry packs is actually being offered for free right now. Outside of that, they actually also have a rather large bundle on Skyrim's Creation Club. There's going to be a bunch of various things that have come out over the past few months, many of them being focused around some of these Skyrim Creation Club releases that were actually recreations of old game objects, like some of the items that you did find in Morrowind or Oblivion being recreated for Skyrim. It's a big pack of all of them. If you bought them all individually, it'd be 3,500 credits. If you buy this big pack with various items, it's 2,500 credits, which does translate to roughly $25, so it is fairly pricey. But then also on the Fallout 4 side of things, the Fantasy Hero set that in effect gives you a short quest line as well as actually getting a helmet and sword for Fallout 4 that is from Skyrim is also free to download right now. As well as you could actually find discounts on all of the Elder Scrolls games, which is pretty cool to see. Interestingly, they're actually still selling Morrowind, although again, you can get it for free just redeeming this code. Although outside of that, some of the other big news coming out today is this tweet from Bethesda. They say, "We're pleased to announce that Rage 2, Wolfenstein Youngblood, Wolfenstein Cyberpilot, and Doom Eternal will be released on Steam. We will also be bringing Fallout 76 to Steam later this year." So all of the games on the first half of that paragraph are games that are up and coming. Many of them have had announcements or trailers come out, although the release dates are still pending for 2019. Starting on March 29th, Bethesda is actually doing an event at PAX East called Bethesda Game Days. There's been some rumblings we'll see some new gameplay of some of these games. Other people are also hoping of maybe a trailer or something new about future Bethesda games. So even though that's pretty much all just pure speculation at this point, one of the things that may get you excited, or at the very least may get you to tune into some of the Bethesda Game Days content, is who's attending it. It has been confirmed that Todd Howard and Pete Hines will be here, as well as a lot of other big names from Bethesda. Todd Howard and Pete Hines are two of the most notable because pretty much since the release of Fallout 76, it's been almost radio silence from the two of them, and they're two of the most prominent figures at the company. Either way, I definitely will be keeping an eye on the Bethesda Game Days, and I will make a video if we get anything notable from that event. But either way, the other big part of that, of course, is around Fallout 76 coming to Steam. I'm sure a lot of you guys do remember, and now obviously know, that Fallout 76 was never announced to be coming on Steam. Following the announcements in some of the especially interviews at E3, we got details as to why this was going on, why Bethesda chose to make it an exclusive to their own platform. One of the big reasons is they said it's the best way they could actually serve their fans and make it the best game it can be. They hinted at a more direct connection between Bethesda the company and the fans playing the game. I personally think a big part of that decision was the fact that Steam takes a cut of microtransaction revenue, and Bethesda was anticipating Fallout 76 would generate a lot of microtransaction revenue through the Atomic Shop. Thus, Bethesda getting 100% of that revenue and not having to give Steam a cut was in their best interest, and thus it won't be on Steam at release. But even all the way back around E3, it was never a it'll never be on Steam, it just was a it won't be on Steam at release. So with that in mind, it's not really shocking that the game is coming to Steam, although for some further clarification, we also do find out physical copies of this game will continue to ship with a code for Bethesda.net. That's not changing, at least anytime soon. And even further, if you already bought the game for Bethesda.net, that's not going to transfer to Steam. And based on these support responses, it seems immensely likely to me that in order to get the game on Steam, you would have to buy it again if you purchased it already. You also have to assume, based on the timing of this announcement and how much information is actually here, especially with Fallout 76, that this was definitely a PR decision from Bethesda. In a recent video, I talked about how the Outer Worlds would not be coming to Steam on release. For the first year of its life, it would be exclusive to the Microsoft Store as well as the Epic Games Store. It seemed very likely the Epic Games Store paid some money or something along those lines to get that exclusivity deal, while Microsoft had recently bought Obsidian Entertainment, the developer of the Outer Worlds, and that's how they got their exclusivity. In light of that, a lot of people were pretty angry. It was really like the first major controversy of that game. Later news and rumors seem to indicate that Obsidian didn't even know that news was a thing. They only found out a few hours before the information went live to the public, and then it very much so was a publisher decision by Private Division. Although again, that is mostly just rumors and speculation at this point. But either way, with all of that news just hot off the presses, it seems immensely well timed for Bethesda to announce all of their games will not be exclusives, that they are actually going to be releasing Fallout 76, a previous exclusive now on Steam, but even beyond that, of course, all those other titles also making their way onto that platform. So a lot of people are speculating that Fallout 76 being a Bethesda.net launcher exclusive was a trial run. They're really trying to see how much success or how much hurt they had by not releasing on Steam as to decide whether or not to do this with future titles. I still think microtransactions and the microtransaction focus of Fallout 76 compared to these other games especially is one of the big reasons we saw it on Bethesda.net, especially at release. I imagine Bethesda collected a lot of additional revenue as a result of that decision. But also, there are no explicit dates given for Fallout 76. It seems pretty likely to me it won't be out on Steam for a while. I think this could also be part of their big push for the game. We recently saw that very well done trailer. I imagine at this E3 we'll get more news, and maybe at E3 Fallout 76 will go live on Steam following a big announcement to generate some additional hype and to get some people that passed on the game originally to pick it up on a second try. But either way, I think overall this is good news. The Bethesda turnaround seems to be largely still in full effect. And just for further clarification, I don't think the decision to bring Fallout 76 to Steam is a byproduct of the recent The Outer Worlds controversy. I think the announcement of it is. I think Bethesda realized, hey, we're going to be dropping a bunch of other news with the 25th anniversary of The Elder Scrolls, and there's all this other nonsense going on with The Outer Worlds. Why don't we drop this little tidbit now? Again, if you look at that announcement, there's not any information given, just that it's coming at some point in 2019 overall. It was very easy for Bethesda to do that, and as it stands right now, this tweet basically has more likes than anything else posted or retweeted by this Twitter account in the past month. And it's not like it's close. It has pretty much over 2,000 likes compared to everything else except one fan painting that got retweeted and a ton of support. In other words, that's translating to a very positive social media reaction to this news, which for Fallout 76 hasn't been a common occurrence. And as to why I haven't posted videos over the past couple of days, it's my voice. I lost my voice roughly 3 days ago at this point, and I've been trying many remedies to fix this. We are getting some new DLC for Fallout 76 tomorrow. Hopefully for tomorrow's video, I will be all better and good to go. I was hoping to live stream this new survival mode, But if I'm sounding like this, I probably don't want to live stream. And honestly, even over the past few days, I've had a ton of videos I've been working on, a couple of big projects I want to post at the end of my spring break. I have most of the stuff filmed and I even started editing, but I can't record the audio, so they're kind of just sitting there waiting. I actually tried recording some parts of it earlier today, but I was like, this is too much effort I'm putting into a video just to have it ruined by the last part. Hopefully this video was bearable though. I figured with news it doesn't matter as much, you're mostly focused on the facts, plus this is obviously more time sensitive, so posting it 3 days from now wouldn't make sense. Either way, with all that being said, hopefully you enjoyed this video. I am back to trying odd and random remedies to voice loss. But with that, I hope to see you guys all tomorrow.